It's absent, and I see everyone else is here. Okay. So we're all present. Okay. Well, tonight's meeting is light on business. You have the April minutes for you to approve. I did circulate the February minutes, but I don't expect you to do them. We just sent those out today, so we can act on those at the next meeting. So does anybody have any questions on the minutes?
Just, Tom, you need to update your agenda layout.
Yes, I know. I demoted you and John. I saw that. I used an old one very quickly.
Me, it's no big deal. For John, it may mean something.
As long
Probably,
as there's
probably
no,
pay
Well, the
cut.
one that gets in the record will be corrected. I promise you that.
Okay.
Okay. So I noticed that tonight. I just used the last one real quick this afternoon because I didn't think there was any business. And I wanted to make sure that there wasn't. So I didn't do the agenda until after that.
So we're going to approve the minutes for April.
April minutes.
Correct. Okay. So anybody have any questions or comments on the minutes?
Any corrections? Okay. Call for motion, Mr. Chairman.
Motion for approval.
Make a motion.
Joe, second. Karen,
Yep, I'll second.
all in favor, raise your hand. Opposed, raise your other hand. All in favor, Mr. Spears.
Unanimous of those present.
What else do we have going on? Approval minutes. John had some comments he was making about the some protection equipment they bought for the township as well, besides the police department. So John, you want to go over that?
yeah, I'll let you know what's going on. I had a few things I just going to pass along. I'm sure you all know it's police week, so that's something that we just had at the last council meeting. Resolution was passed. Officer Holly Donahue got a commendation of merit, and that was for a barricaded gunman that she talked down over 90 minutes. She's a hostage negotiator for the SWAT team. So she did a really nice job with that. And the other people that were out there, there was 10 other officers, and they were given a letter of commendation for keeping things calm, making sure nobody got hurt, getting neighbors out of the way and so forth, because it was a 2-hour ordeal. So that happened at the meeting. And Andrew Monahan was voted in as Officer of the Year for 2019. So I just want to let you guys know what's been going on in the department. I was letting some of the people that were on, I'm not sure if everybody heard this, but we got these disinfectant foggers. In fact, they just came in this afternoon. The ambulance has 2 or 3 of them, and they'd actually called us about 2-3 weeks ago and offered the use to us. And basically what they do is you put it in the car, and it fogs the car for about 5 minutes, and then you have to let it sit for about 30 to 40 minutes. And then you can get in and drive off. You don't have to wipe anything down. And it completely disinfects the vehicle and everything that you leave in it. So if you have any gloves and masks and things, contaminated clothing or gun belts that if somebody was in close contact, you just leave them in the car and it disinfects everything. So we just got one of those after talking with the fire companies. So we're going to, we actually purchased it, but I'm going to set up a policy where both fire companies can also come disinfect their vehicles, and so can Public Works for that matter. And then I got a second fogger that's specifically for rooms. So we're going to start using those for the cell blocks and our locker room, and it can go in any other room. I can put it in roll call or a squad room, just to make sure that people are comfortable that things are being disinfected as best as we can. So that's one precaution that we've taken. And another one that we just got the policy approved by the labor attorney, and we started this morning, was taking everybody's temperature. So as they come in, all the officers, the prisoners, go without saying, any township employee that comes into the building, and any vendor, although we're not really letting any vendors in, but if there's emergency repairs, we would take their temperature also, consistent with the CDC rules. So,
Is that for the entire township, John, or just the police department?
It was just the police department. I proposed it for the township, but I didn't see, they didn't have the interest. So I was able to do it for the police department.
Okay.
So knock on wood, we've done well. Nobody has been out sick. We've had some people be out as a precaution because they've had contact with people that were positive, but nobody's gotten anything yet. So we've gone 2 months now. We've been in good shape. So I'm hoping that we stay that route. And I was also mentioning, just so that you know what the state of the township is that even though our calls for service, they've been down about 30%. Right? We did, collected some data for March and April, but the nature of the calls are a little bit more serious. We got a lot of more mental health concerns, a lot more attempted suicides, young people too. I mean, we had 2 relatively young boys in 2 separate situations jump out a second, third story window trying to kill themselves. A lot more overdoses. And then domestics, of course, we've had a lot more of. So that, along with, I was talking about the criminals are a little bit more brazen now. They're committing the same crime at the same place, sometimes a couple times in the same shift, because we can't get them incarcerated. Probation isn't around to pick them up. The jail doesn't want them unless it's serious. It's hard to get judges to arraign people, again, unless it's really serious. So theft calls, places like Lowe's and Home Depot and Best Buy, they're getting killed because these people just keep coming back and they're not putting stuff in their pockets. Now the big thing is U-Hauls. They come up with U-Hauls and they'll use phony credit cards, and they'll take $10,000, $15,000 worth of refrigerators and ovens, and one guy had stuffed with 15 microwaves. It's crazy, and you can't even find out who they are on film because everybody's wearing a mask.
Right.
So that's been challenging because it's almost laughable. We arrest them, we process them, and you have to let them out the door, and they go right back.
In correlation with that, Chief, with the county court's not going to be open until September or whatever it was. How's that going to affect what's going on with the police department?
They actually, the county chief detective, Sam Gowan, just sent a memo just a couple days ago. It's actually going to be cumbersome. There's a lot of work that they want us to do on our end, basically going back to about January and review every case and every arrest that we've made, and give a lot of information to them. They're going to have assistant district attorneys at every district court. So when cases start coming in, they're going to essentially try to plead these things out. They're going to see what they can do to expedite, which means that all those people that have been getting away with this are going to finally get their day in court, and then it's going to be pled out, and they're going to be out the door again. So business owners are taking a huge hit. So it's not going to be pretty. They're basically going to want to clean the slate so that we can get back to business, which means a lot of people are going to get away with a lot. And in the meantime, it's causing us a lot of work. But what are you going to do?
This is going to take place in September when they open the courts?
Actually, they told us that they anticipate within a month, actually maybe less than that.
Oh, okay.
First or second week in June, they talked about opening up.
Because last I heard, they closed the county courts until September.
Unless they just mean that they're going to do this through the district courts in preparation for that. But this memo that came out with ADAs and the district courts, they told us, be prepared for June 4th, I believe, or the week of June 4th.
The Supreme Court just issued an order for that they'll be beginning to open June 4th, but not everything will be open at one time.
And maybe that's why they're trying to filter out as much as they can so they'll know what they're up against when they do open up full time. But yeah, it's not pretty for business owners. I mean, they're taking a hit, a big hit.
And
we talked. Yeah, they said it's like a revolving door. They can't do enough to keep up. It's a shame.
No, the real sad part of it is that we're going to pay the price in the long run because their insurance is going to go up and their prices are going to go up, and we're going to pay for it. And,
yeah.
in the end. All right.
That's pretty much all we have. I mean, otherwise everything's going well.
Okay. Any promotions coming up or?
No, there's no advancements coming up yet. And then, of course, we delayed the sergeant's test to, I don't have the exact date, middle of September. I talked to all those chiefs that were going to do the oral, and they're all still good for the dates that we set, which is toward the end of September. And then Tom Longo leaves sometime middle to the end of October, and that's when I hope to promote one of those people to sergeant.
Okay. All right. Karen, you have anything?
No, no.
Joe?
Nope.
Paulette?
Nothing.
Mr. Spears?
Nothing. I just like to ask Brandon to send me a copy of this meeting so I can. It's
Absolutely.
really easy to do the minutes when you've got it recorded.
Yeah.
This is a nice tool. It really is a nice tool.
I like to do all our meetings this way because it's very efficient, but I don't know how that works out. For us, it would actually work out fine because no one ever comes to our meetings. But
Right. Works for me.
And they still can though with this, so that doesn't even hold us back, right? They could. It was
Yes.
advertised. They can still come.
Yeah, because I usually watch the council meetings that way. It's always kind of funny though when somebody's microphones don't work right or whatever.
Yeah.
They're trying to vote on stuff. But okay, if nothing else, we can call for a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Paulette, second.
Second.
Joe, all in
Yes.
favor, raise your right hand. Anybody opposed? All right, everybody, have a good night. Appreciate
Have
it.
a good night.
Thank
Good
you.
job.
Good night,
stay
everybody.
healthy.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye bye.
See you later.